Ever feel like, I don't know, everything's going a mile a minute? Everyone's kind of pulling in different directions, you know?
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's like no one's really on the same page. So today we're going deep on something that might offer a little bit of, well, peace in all that chaos.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Talking about this idea of the one, this big concept in Taoism.
Okay, the one. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah. And to get into it, we're looking specifically at chapter 39 of the Tao Te Ching. You know, that classic text like the Taoism 101, attributed to Lao Tzu
Mm-hmm.
way, way back in the day.
Right, the OG wisdom. But hold on, ancient Chinese philosophy. What's that got to do with, like, my life now?
That's what's so cool about this stuff. It's like surprisingly relevant even all these centuries later. So ready to dive in.
Let's do it.
All right, so tell me, what is the one all about?
The one is about. It's about unity, like this fundamental oneness that brings harmony and balance to, well, everything.
Everything? Like seriously.
Yeah, think about it. It's the source of peace on earth, the brilliance of the heavens, even the power of the divine. All these things flow from this interconnectedness.
Wow, okay. So everything good comes from this oneness. Starting to get why this idea has stuck around.
Right. But here's the thing. Lao Tzu doesn't just talk about the good stuff, he flips it. Shows what happens when we lose touch with this unity.
Oh, that sounds kind of ominous. What happens? Give it to me straight.
Well, imagine this. Heaven without this grounding force might just crumble, the earth all out of whack, could be just disasters left and right. Even the divine force, it might fade away.
So it's like everything just kind of unravels.
Exactly. Loses its strength, its stability, the whole shebang.
Okay, so how do we avoid that? How do we tap into this oneness thing? What's the secret?
Well, chapter 39 is pretty clear on this one. The key is humility.
Humility, as in, like, thinking less of yourself.
Not exactly. It's more about understanding your place, within the grand scheme of things, recognizing we're all interconnected.
So, like, it's not about being the center of the universe.
Right. It's about being part of something bigger, much more amazing.
Ah, I see. And it's interesting, Lao Tzu makes this point, this pretty powerful image about even the highest rulers, lords, kings, the whole deal. They should see themselves as, quote, solitary or humble,
Powerful, right. Acknowledging their place, not trying to stand apart or above it all.
finding strength in unity, not in separation. That's, it's almost like that saying, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Totally. It's all connected, And chapter 39, it even uses this analogy. A car?
A car.
Yeah, think about it. A car has all these parts, right? Engine, wheels, transmission. But it's one car. It only works when all the parts are working together.
Ah, that's a great analogy. And, that really resonates with, like, modern ideas, too. Systems thinking, looking at the big picture, how everything's connected. It all ties together.
Absolutely.
There's this other part of chapter 39 that really got me thinking. Lao Tzu warns about seeing ourselves as precious gems, but then looking at others like lowly stones.
Yeah, that's a powerful image, right? He's calling out this human tendency, wanting to create hierarchies, to divide people, put them into boxes.
So it's like we're putting ourselves above others,
Yeah.
which kind of goes against the whole oneness thing.
Exactly. It's the opposite of unity. And it leads to, well, let's face it, real world consequences. Inequality, misunderstanding, lack of empathy, the whole 9 yards.
Right. So it's not just some philosophical idea.
Yeah.
It has real world implications.
Big time.
Okay, so we've been talking about the one, this big idea from Taoism. It's about unity, interconnectedness, understanding your place,
Sure.
not setting yourself apart or above, but living in harmony, recognizing that everything's tied together, which honestly feels even more relevant today than ever.
Couldn't agree more.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, it really makes you think, doesn't it, about where you see a need for more oneness in your own life. Maybe it's in your relationships, the way you approach your work, even just how you see the world. What would it look like to cultivate that unity, to bring things back into balance? That's something to ponder.